this video. Um, the title of the video is You're Doing Money Backwards. That's why you're stuck. So I want to have this quick conversation live. And as you come in here, guys, let me know where you're coming from, what city, what state, what county, and all that good stuff. And let's just have this conversation today. It's Sunday. It's a beautiful day. So we'll just talk and go from there. Okay. So the deal is the whole point of this live is that one of the biggest mistakes that I see people make with money is they do the right things, but they do the right things in the wrong order, right? Let me see who I'm looking at now. That's the back of the phone. That's the front of the phone where the camera is. So people do the right things with money, but they do them in the wrong order. So what I want to do on this video is sort of give you the right order to do things. I did a video earlier today and I put it out on YouTube and it was called You're Not Supposed to Win. And so in this video, I want to give you sort of a blueprint for how to win, right? Not just leave it at the problem, but how do we actually fix the problem in our own financial lives? So I want to have the conversation about that. Hey, good to have you here. I think I saw Philly in the house here. Good to have you here. Thank you for being here and spending your time with me on this Sunday. But so that's kind of what I want to do in this video is just kind of give you guys an idea of the right order to be doing this stuff in when you're trying, because I get a lot of these comments, right? I get a lot of people that say, well, I know what to do, but what do I do first? Right? What's the first thing I do? Can you help me? And so this video will help you. Okay. This video is going to say this is the right order. Philly, Cleveland in the house, Rhode Island in here. Good to have you. Good afternoon to you. One Dark Horse. Good to see you. So we got folks from the East Coast. We got them in the West. We got Maryland. We got Kansas City. Antoine. Good to have you here. Casey Mo. We got New York City. What borough is that in New York City? Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan. We got North Carolina, Louisville. We got Pittsburgh, California, Texas. Another few more Marylands. We got Queens, New York. Is that Queensbridge or just Queens? All right. Remember back in the day, Queensbridge, right? MC Shan. All right. So I just want to give you the order. I'm doing a long intro, but that's because I'm letting folks come in here and seeing where you guys are from. That's why. But this, if you get your pen, your paper, you can listen if you want, if you could take notes if you want, but this is the order. Kuwait here. Where is the Malcora Island? Never heard of that. Okay, we got Southern Jersey in here. And somebody all the way from Kuwait. So that's always a good thing, having some international people all over the globe. But so this, let me just preface this up front, guys. Nigeria in the house. Good, just have you here. All the way from the west coast of Africa. North Carolina's here too. So what I'm going to explain to you on this video is not about being lazy, okay? It's really about the fact that nobody has ever shown people a clear order of operations. I mean, you got, some YouTubers and some personalities like Dave Ramsey, they have this order, but oftentimes you look at that order and be like, man, I ain't in none of them positions. Like so I want to give you an order that everybody can follow, no matter what position, no matter what country you're in, wherever you're in. This stuff really applies to just about 99.9% of all the adults out here. All right. From Spain. Yes. Yeah. Share this live. If you know somebody, hey man, come on and watch this with me. Let's gather together. Come on. Because this is really how it's done. It's cool to have these people that give you these orders and they're talking to millions and millions, but I'm talking to only a few hundred right here, maybe a few thousand. But if we share this thing more and more people, and you can find yourself in this order, okay? It's the clear order of operations that I teach and work with people on. So, people grind and people stress and people work hard, and a lot of people still move backwards, right? So if your money is feeling hard or stressful, or you anxious or you confused, there's a good chance that you're just doing money backwards, right? We all know people that do things in life backwards, and it makes life harder. So you want to try to do things in order to make life smoother and easier. So let me just kind of show you the order that works, right? Um, Step one, let's start with number one. Okay. The first thing you want to do if you're trying to get your money right, you're trying to figure out how can I change this whole money situation. I only make this amount of money. I want to make that amount of money. I want to grow. I want to get better. I want to be a millionaire in 10 years. I want to be a millionaire in 15. I want to have $3 million in 15 years. Where do I start? Here's where you start. The first place you start, and I'm going to give you, I think, 7 of these steps, okay? 7 things in order, okay? The first place you start is you got to start right here, okay? You got to write down some goals, write down some things that you want to achieve. When you put stuff on paper or you put it in a Google spreadsheet and you process it differently, your dendrites in your brain get to connecting differently when you think about it enough to write it down, and you start putting pen to paper or you start typing it in and you start seeing it, having it, placing it, right, taking your goals and your action steps, writing them down and figuring out, and then putting them somewhere where you can see them on a regular basis so they subconsciously get into your brain. I know that sounds elementary, right? I know that sounds basic. But the problem with most people and their money is they don't do the basic things right. In fact, they skip over the basic things to do stuff that they think is complex, stuff that they think is going to be hard and difficult because it's got to be difficult. No, you got to start with the basics, right? The basics of rethinking the way you think about money. And that means writing stuff down. That means coming up with a couple of goals at a time. Please don't do 9 goals. When you do 9 goals, ain't nothing getting done because you're going in all different directions. You just need a couple of money goals. Maybe your money goal is, I want to get out of debt. Maybe your money goal is, I want to have a full $30,000 emergency fund in 2 years. Whatever. You need to write these goals down, and then with each of the 2 goals, remember, just a couple of goals, have some action steps. Don't just talk about it, be about it, right? Don't just talk about by the way, let me say this about goals. I don't want to make this a goal setting video, but when you do financial goals, they have to be specific and with a certain amount of time associated with them. And then that goal has to have action steps, stuff you're going to do every day, stuff you're going to do once a week, right? To reach the goal. So you gotta do goals. It's basic. It's simple. And it feels like something that is like I'm talking to a 5th grader or a 6th grader, right? Yeah, I'm combing the beard out. I'm working on that. So goals is first. And the first step is about not just goals, but it's changing the way you think. You need new information. You need new thoughts. You need new stuff. You need a new attitude. You may need to get new people around you. In this first step, in the order of operations, well, I call this the smart money flow. Instead of smart money bro, smart money flow. In the smart money flow of getting better with your money, you've got to maybe change the people around you so that you can change the way you think and your outlook and your attitude. And you got to take on a whole new persona. You got to become something different if you're trying to get to something different, right? You can't be the same person you can't have the same mentality and try to fix the situation that you're in with the same mind that got you in the situation. So you can't fix your money situation thinking the way that got you into the bad situation with your money in the first place. That requires sometimes new people, new thoughts, new books, new podcasts, new YouTube channels. It got to be refreshed. I like to start with this as the very first step because how you think affects how you behave, and how you behave affects your results with money. But again, starts with how you think. Think differently, you have different outcomes. That sounds simple, like I said, but that's revolutionary. I mean, that is, if you just get that one thing from this whole conversation we're going to have, you can change your financial situation. You can change your relationships. You can change your money. You can change your career. You can change everything on step number one by itself. Right? So maybe you might need to reflect back to why you do what you do with your money. But you got to commit to change. If you don't like writing and reading, maybe you got to embrace some writing and reading to build wealth. Right? But this is where everything starts. You don't fix your money if you don't fix your thinking. And everybody tries to do this backwards. This is why I titled the video, Your Money is Working Backwards. Because the first thing people try to do is they try to fix their money, but they ain't even touched their mind. And if you don't change your mind, your money ain't got no chance. I'm telling you. Thank you, Saint Value. I appreciate you saying that. Listen, share this information. Share the link to this video with people that you know, with somebody who you appreciate in life. Maybe it's a group that you have. Maybe it's just share this information. I want you to smash the like button. I want you to drop a comment. But if you don't do nothing else, share it with somebody else. When you hear something good, don't keep it to yourself. Bless the rest of the world with it. So your mind, set up some goals, set up some action steps, commit to making some changes in how you think, in what you read, in who you listen to. That's first. Step number 2, this is the order of operations, right? So the first thing you do is not go out and buy real estate. The first thing you do is not go get some stocks. The first thing you do is none of that. The first thing you do ain't even save more money. Okay? The first thing you do ain't even get out of debt. The first thing you do is change the way you think. Start developing an organization, a plan to get organized through your goals. What do you want? Now, I go deeper with this, okay? I'm giving you all surface stuff, but I go much deeper with number 1. With number 1, we need to get into mission. We need to get into values. We need to get into vision, but I ain't going there on this video. I'm just talking about mindset in general and some goals. Step number 2 is, and I got to check my notes. Step number 2 is, now you got to get organized. I'm telling you exactly what to do. Just do this exactly. Number 2, get organized. The best way to get organized is to come up with a written budget that is unique every single month. You're going to do this monthly. It's a unique, written, zero-based budget. I follow, to this day, a zero-based budget, meaning that I spend all my money on paper first. I know where it's going to go first before I go spending it. All right. I got categories: food, miscellaneous, etc. Right? Giving. That's way at the top of my budget as well. Giving. Right? So I have categories, and I make a unique budget on a spreadsheet every single month because you have to get organized. Let me just share this with you. Okay? And tap the thumbs up button for me if you understand this, what I'm saying. People that make good money, one of the reasons that a lot of people today, they feel like they make good money, but they don't have no money. One of the primary reasons people feel that way is simply because they are not organized. I talk to so many people that make $200,000-$300,000 a year, but they still live in paycheck to paycheck, right? Part of that is because you everywhere, all over the place. Your money's flying out the door and you don't know where it's going. You got to get organized. So doing a budget gets you organized. It sets up guardrails for you so you don't mess up, right? Let me just recap for you guys. Some of you just got in here a couple minutes ago. We're talking about an order of operations, what you do first. I said first, you change the way you think, change the people around you, and make sure that you have a couple of goals that are specific with time and money associated with them. That's first. But number two is now you got to get organized. And the best way to get organized is a budget. Now watch this. Another way to get organized is what I call your scorecard. What is your scorecard for with money? It's a net worth statement. Why do I call that the scorecard? Because one of the very first things you want to do when it comes to money and you want to get better at money is you have to be honest with yourself and figure out where you are right now. Where are you? Do you have a $20,000 net worth or do you have a $150,000 net worth? The reason I want you to figure out your net worth up front in the order of operations is because I want you in 6 months to measure, what is my net worth now? Oh, am I growing? Am I not growing? Am I growing backwards? Am I going the wrong direction? You want to keep up and have a scorecard. What's the scorecard? Again, figuring what your net worth is today. And you may not want to look at it, but guess what? If you want to fix anything, the first thing you got to do is be honest about it and tell the truth and look at it right smack dab in your face. I did this not 30 years ago. I did this back in 2000. 26 years ago, I did this. And my net worth was negative $30,000. 26 years ago. Negative $30,000. That was my net worth. I kept a scorecard every year. I would do my net worth. Then it became twice a year. But a scorecard every year. Where am I at now? Oh man, okay, now I'm $20,000 in the positive. Cool. Now I'm $60,000. Now I'm $120,000. Now I'm $240. Now I'm $390. Now I'm $560. You get what I'm saying? It's a scorecard. Start it right now so you can take inventory of where you are. So step number two is a zero-based monthly budget so you can keep a running idea of how you're doing with your money, and a net worth statement where you put your assets on one side, you put your liabilities on the other side, and you figure out what they are, what the differences are. And then do it again 6 months from now. And every 6 months after that, do a net worth statement. But you're doing your budget every month, right? It's how you measure your progress. It's how you figure out if you're winning or if you're grinding backwards. And your net worth is not for ego, right? It's not for feedback. This is your personal net worth for yourself. If you don't like or track the numbers, money's going to always feel stressful to you because money will feel like it's out of your control. But I guarantee you, if you just do the first two steps I mentioned here, you're going to feel better about your money, and you'll feel better about yourself, and you'll feel better about the direction that you're going. Why? Because now you have a plan. You're developing a system for yourself. You're getting organized. Susie Orman ain't telling you what to do. Dave Ramsey ain't telling you what to do. Smart Money Bro ain't telling you what to do. You're telling you what to do. That's the key to get organized. The key is to get your own system set up that works for you, right? Let me also say this, because I don't want to forget to mention this. Later this week, probably later, 4, 5, 6 days from now, we're starting a 4 steps reset. Starting in February, enrollment's going to open in less than a week. Be looking for that. I'm looking for people who really want to change their personal financial situation, not just watch videos all day, right? Not just watch videos all day and pretend to themselves that they're learning and they're doing so. I want you to actually put pen to the paper. And that's why the 4-step reset is where we're going to get together throughout the month of February on lives and do small group coaching and answer questions, look at people's situation and really dig deeper than what we're talking about on these videos, because I don't want to just make videos, right? Everybody make videos. I want to impact lives, but I need you to come on board and let's do this together. I can do video after video after video after video with no problem, right? I've got 1,000 videos. I've done probably 1,200 and 1,000 of them are live. I can do a video in my sleep. That's not a problem. But I want to affect people in real ways. And the way I do that is let's touch each other in a personal, more deeper level. That's why I'm doing this 4-step money reset. You'll get more information about that. Let's go to step 3. Okay. Let's see. Somebody said, how much will it be? How do I reset? We'll talk about all that. It ain't going to be much. Let me tell you this. Since somebody asked that question, part of the reset is going to be my 4 steps to maximize your money course. You're going to get that in as part of this. Okay. And it ain't going to, listen, I'm not selling you nothing for $900. I'm not selling you nothing for $500. It's going to be way cheaper than all that. Okay. I'm not here to, I'm not the guy who's helping people with money, but I'm going to charge you $20,000. That's not me. So it's going to be very inexpensive. And when I say my 4 steps to maximize money, that's almost 4 hours of instruction. 4 hours. Plus a workbook with 130 reflection questions. Plus 16 handouts that are fillable. So we can actually do the work. That's all a part of this 4-step money reset. So just stay tuned to that. I appreciate you asking about it. Let's go to step 3. Number 3 is this. In America, if you're working, get the employer match. Okay, stop playing with this thing, right? And I know this is basic again, but listen again, you got to do the basics. We can't get to the advanced until you're doing the basics, right? So if you have an employer who offers you a 2% match, a 5% match, get it. Just get the match. That's all you need to do right now. Make sure you're getting the match. Now watch this. Hear me out on this. If you have an employer or you're not in America and you don't have an employer match, here's what I want you to do automatically. I want you to take 3 to 5%, your choice, 3%, 4%, 5%. And I want you to open up a brokerage account. Schwab, Vanguard, Fidelity, Robinhood, doesn't matter. Merrill Lynch, open up a brokerage firm, a brokerage account, and put 3 to 5% of your money in there. But if you have the employer match, just get the match at your job. Okay. Why are we doing this? Before we do anything else, why are we doing this up front? Here's why. This is your beginning to investing. I want you to start investing. I want you to learn how to participate in the market. I want you to get to know the market, right? I want you to be in the stock market, trying to understanding how to maintain your emotions in the stock market, understanding how to set it and make it automatic in the stock market. I want you to learn all these things because later on in the steps, we're going to go deeper. But right now up front, I don't want you missing 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 years in the stock market because you're trying to do everything else, right? I don't agree with the concept that says, stop everything you're doing and get out of debt. Stop everything I don't agree with that. I believe that you should always be in the market, always be in the market, the stock market, always, right? Whether you're trying to get out of debt, you're not trying to get out of debt, you need to go ahead and be in the market because you're not in the market necessarily for the numbers, but the numbers do help, but you're in the market to learn, to understand, to know what it looks like to get that monthly statement that says this is what you're invested in, this is how it's growing, this is how it's not growing. You got to understand that stuff. So I want you participating in the market, even if it's just your job's match or it's 3 to 5% of your overall earnings. Get in the market, right? I'm not trying to have you be a big time investor yet, right? I just want you to understand the sophistication mentally that it takes to be in the market, right? It's about participating, not trying to max out, not trying to be Warren Buffett, just participating, right? It builds the habit of consistency. So make sure you get that free money. If you don't have access to a job like that, still put 3 to 5% of your money into a brokerage account. And by the way, when I say a brokerage account, for those that may not know, when you open up a Schwab, a Vanguard, a Fidelity, that's just like a bank, your bank down the street. Your bank down the street is for your money. Your brokerage account is for your investing. Same concept. You put money in your bank, right? You put money in your brokerage account. Same concept. And they actually work the same way as well. Let's go to step 4. I got 7 of these, right? Let me see if we got any more chats that I need to answer or something. Exactly. Every info, boom, boom, boom. I am talking about dollar cost averaging. Yes, but we giving you a high level right here. So step number 4 is this. The 4th step, again, I'm giving you the order of operations that you should be doing. Okay. And if you jumped in here at the end, rewind it back to the beginning. The 4th step you got to be doing is you got to save some safety net, because life happens. Tires go out in the car. You get a flat, right? Washing machine at work, at home, goes out. Stove at home goes out, right? Your furnace breaks down, and if you own a home, you got to buy a new furnace. But if you own a lease with a landlord, the landlord might say you got to put in $500, whatever it could be. Things happen. And because stuff happens, you got to be ready for it. So my suggestion in this order of operations is to put at least $3,000 aside. That's called your initial emergency fund. Okay. That's the beginning of making sure that if something go wrong, you can handle it, right? Small bumps in the road. This is where you want to make sure that these small little bumps in the road don't become insurmountable problems and obstacles that you get stressed all out over. $3,000 not much, right? But it's your safety net. This is not about financial. This step is about psychology. Life, you're at greater peace in life when you know you got a few $1,000s in case something crazy happened, right? It puts your mind at ease, lets you sleep a little bit better at night, right? It buys you time, keeps you from using credit cards or going down the street to the strip mall at the payday loan place, right? You don't want to do that. And credit cards right now, 22%, 24%, 21%. Credit cards are just like the payday loan place for real. Credit cards are like a loan shark. I mean, 22% interest, that's crazy, right? A lot of people I run into, they're not really broke, but they're just like one negative thing going wrong from panic, right? So you want to make sure you have this little safety net. That's step number 4. Now watch this. Let's go to step number 5. Step number 5 is one of my favorites. I'm going to explain it to you. The 5th step in this order of operations that you should do if you want to get better with money. Notice everything I'm telling you up to this point, including step 5, by the way, is foundational. It's about building a strong foundation. A lot of you watching this video right now, right? A lot of you watching this video right now, let's just be straight up. A lot of you in a hole. You in a hole. You're in the middle of nowhere in a hole. Some of you got a big shovel to get out of that hole. Some of you got a tiny little shovel to get out of that hole. Okay? When you build up the foundation in the hole, what happens? You rise up a little bit. And you're able to get yourself out of the hole easier. I'm all about analogies, right? So I like these analogies. So I just made this up, but it makes sense. So if you're in a hole and you build up the foundation in the hole, it's going to make it easier for you to climb out of that hole. So everything I've been talking about to this point on this quick video, this live, has been about building a foundation that gives you a stronger footing, stronger base, and allows you to climb out of that hole easier, whether you have a small shovel or big shovel. It's all about the foundation, all about the basics. So imagine yourself in that hole, building up your foundation with a new way of thinking, building up that foundation with letting go of some of these old friends that are keeping you back, building up your foundation by making sure you're getting the match at your job, or you're putting 3 to 5% of your money towards a brokerage account, uh, building up your foundation by having a $3,000 emergency fund. You know, you're in the meantime, while you're doing all this stuff, what you're doing is you're becoming a stronger person. You're empowering yourself. You're getting some confidence. You're getting some momentum. You're giving yourself motivation, right? This is how you begin to build up your wealth. This is how you begin to get out of your bad financial situation. This is how you begin to turn this thing around so you can really, and you're doing it. I'm not doing it. Susie Orman ain't doing it. Tony Robbins ain't doing it. Dave Ramsey ain't. You're doing it. And you're becoming a different person in the process. Let's go to step 5. Step 5 is pay off your bad debt as soon as possible. Don't let it linger, right? What is bad debt? Bad debt is debt on anything that's not going up in value. If it ain't serving your future self, it's bad debt. If it's not serving your future self by appreciating and helping out that asset side of your net worth equation, it's bad debt. If it's medical loans, student loans, credit card debt, payments on a car, personal loans you owe your best friend, that's all bad debt. Get rid of it as soon as possible, right? All it does is steal your future, right? The interest you pay on some of that bad debt, that's just a wealth transfer from you to whoever you paying the interest to. It could be a company, right? Bad debt steals from you. Bad debt hurts the old you. Bad debt means that the person you are 20 years from now has that less money when they could have had that more money, but you got to put it on debt. Pay off your bad debt, right? And commit to having no new debt. That's about behavior, right? In the description box of this video here on YouTube, I have a free debt snowball. Pick it up. Go to the description box right now in the video and just go down there. If you got any bad debt, go down there, get the free debt snowball. It don't cost you no money. See, a lot of times people think that this whole thing about getting your money right is going to cost you a lot. Everything I've just said to you in this video so far costs you nothing. Zero. For the most part, except the getting the match at your job. But other than that, you're not paying anything for this stuff. It is not expensive to get your life right. It's not expensive to get your money right. It's just decisions that for the most part are free. Get the free debt snowball. Stop making excuses. Grab it. It's got instructions on it. You can't build wealth while you're dragging a bunch of bad debt behind you. What happens is you end up funding the past with the money that should be building your future. You're funding, if you got bad debt right now, you're paying for the past. Trying to move forward, paying for the past. Trying to fund the future, paying for the past. That's the problem. So get the debt snowball. That'll help you out. Let's go to step number 6. So step number 6 is now you want to get to the point where you build out a full emergency fund. And some of you are watching this and you ain't got none of the, you got everything we've talked about. Some of you are watching this and you don't have no debt, but you ain't got no plan. You ain't got no debt, but you ain't got no emergency money. You ain't got no debt, but you still don't have a net worth statement that you do. You ain't got no debt, but you still don't do a budget every month. So listen, do this thing in order is what I'm trying to tell you. Number 6 is build a full emergency fund. What's a full emergency fund? It varies by person. Okay. I can tell you 3 to 6 months. That's about right. That's what the rule of thumb is, right? About 3 to 6 months of your, I like to say 3 to 6 months of your needs, right? A haircut ain't a need, right? Getting your nails done ain't a need. But if you want to add them and do 3 to 6 months of your expenses, that's cool too. Your decision. I like to do 3 to 6 months of your needs. But here's the deal. What is a need? Job loss, right? You have some type of health issue. You get injured or something, can't work, right? That's a need. I get it. Right? You can survive with the 3,000 initial, but now I want you to really get that thing up to, if your monthly, here's the deal, if your monthly bills, your monthly expenses, your choice are $5,000, okay, now you need about $15,000 to $30,000 saved up. If you're older, you're 60 years old, you don't work no more, you should have a little more cash than that. That's a whole other lesson for a whole other day, but it's true. So, but it depends. If you have a really safe job, and what is a really safe job nowadays, right? We don't know what that is, right? It used to be working for the government, but we know that's not true anymore. But if you're fairly secure in your job and you're secure in your skills, and there's a lot of need and necessity for what you do and what your skills are, maybe 3 or 4 months of your needs are there. If you don't feel that way and you like a little more safety and security in terms of your emergency fund, make it 6 or 7 months of your emergency money, right? All that is protecting you from having to go to your investments that's trying to grow to live, or protecting you from trying to have from having to swipe the credit card, right? So this, I'm telling you right now, when you got 6 months of your emergency of your monthly emergency saved up, I'm telling you, guys, do me a favor. I don't even know how to get to the chat here on my mobile. Maybe I can go over here on my phone, on my computer. But let me know if you have a full emergency fund, 3 months or more of your monthly bills or your monthly needs saved up, right? Let me know if you do. Let me go over here and see if I can't pull up this live over here. Let me see something, because I'm not seeing any of the chat section on my mobile. So I'll just pull it up right here, make sure my volume's down. I think it is. So let me see, is the chat out here? And by the way, guys, yes, please hit the thumbs up button for me. I appreciate it here. Oh, there, here, I'm tripping. Okay. Somebody said plan is missing. Got you. Somebody said don't have a full emergency fund yet. That's cool. No big deal. Keep going. This is the time to do it. This is not this video is not about shame, right? This video is about let's help each other, right? Let's encourage each other. Let's motivate each other to get this thing done, right? No heat, no judgment over here. That's for sure. All we're doing is helping each other, right? I see the chat now. I appreciate you guys. So we got some people in there that don't have it, and that's cool. I'm not mad at you, right? I'm here to help you, not condemn you. That's for sure. So we want to make sure we go ahead and work on that, guys. We want to get that done. Number 6 is huge. Now let's go to, oh, by the way, let me do this, because I forget these things, but they're really important. They're tools, all right? If you haven't got your copy, check out Manage Your Way to Millions. You can go to manageyourwaytomillions.com. It's a short read, 120, 130, 121 pages, I think. But it's this is where we're talking about what we're talking about right now. This is the book. This book in the Kindle form on Amazon, it's like $2.99. Literally. $2.99 for this information in a deeper way than what we're talking about here. I'm a hardback person, so I like to hardback, but it's paperback, hardback, what have you. Check that out. Somebody said, I got this the other day ago. Somebody said, well, he's selling a book and talking about don't buy and don't spend. Look, the book is like a fourth of the money that you would pay to go get some Chipotle this afternoon. Like, if you could change your life with $2.99, that's nothing. That's virtually free, is what I'm saying. Now let's go to step number 7. You've done all the steps, right? Now in step 7, that you've built up this emergency fund fully and you feel good. Look, if you go through all these steps, you're going to feel a lot better. Step 7 is where you want to now invest more of your money, right? More than 10% of your money. If you can, hopefully, more than 15% of your money. Remember, the whole time you're doing a budget every month and you're watching and tracking where your money is going and what you're spending your money on every single month. You're also at this point 3 or 4 or 5 months into it. You've done a net worth statement, and now you can get ready to reevaluate that. And maybe at this point you're still in the process of the stage of the step where you're actually paying off debt. That's cool too. For some people, that pay off debt step might take a year. It might take 18 months. It might take 2 years, right? Depending on how funky you get with it, right? But at this point, then you start investing more money. Stop investing 15% of your money while you got $100,000 in debt, right? If you got $50,000 in debt and you got $50,000 invested in the stock market, do you really have $50,000 invested in the stock market? I mean, think about it. This is why I'm saying, while you're in debt, still invest a little bit, 3 to 5% or whatever your company match, but don't be investing a bunch of money and you got all this debt. It doesn't make sense. It's not logical. Pay off the bad debt first. This is why I titled this video, People Do Things Out of Order, because most people, the first thing they want to do is go right to step number 7. They want to say, how do I invest? Broadcom or NVIDIA, right? Waste management, or should I invest my money in the energy stocks? Should I have a bunch of money in crypto? Listen, if you got a bunch of debt, you need to be getting rid of the bad debt before you put all your money into investing. Again, think about this closely. If you owe $50,000 in bad debt, but you have $50,000 in the stock market, do you really have $50,000 in the stock market? Right? So whether a brokerage account, whether you increase your 3 to 5% match at your job to 15 or 20% at your job, whatever it could be, this step 7 is where you begin to stack assets and really start winning the game of money. But you cannot really begin to win the game of money if you ain't even doing a budget and controlling your spending, right? You ain't really winning the game of money if you got a bunch of debt or if you don't have no emergency money, right? By the time you think back to yourself in that ditch we talked about. By the time you get to step 7, you should have built such a strong foundation with your money, you ready to step out of the ditch. You don't have to dig out of the ditch no more because you built such a strong foundation. Now you can step out of the ditch right into investing, right into step 7. Throw the shovel away, and now you can live life. Now you can go deeper. Now you can build assets. Now you can build wealth because you did the hard part, which was building up that foundation, right? Now you can invest in real estate, right? Now you can say, okay, how do I really build my business up? Cool. For some of you, these 7 steps will take you. Some of you are on step 7 already, but for most of you, you're not. For most of you, this could take a year, could take 2 years, could take 3 years, could take 6 months. But this is how you win with money. You build the foundation first, and then you do the investing and stacking the assets. You don't stack the assets on a weak foundation, because when you stack anything on a weak foundation, it's going to implode. You got big time risk, right? And the whole time you're doing these 7 steps in order, you're giving, you're reading and learning the whole time. You helping other people along the way. You developing your skills along the way. You developing your ability to be valuable to the rest of the world along the way. This is how you build wealth. And people don't like to talk about it like this because they want clicks on their video. How do I get clicks? Hey, top 5 stocks you should be investing in right now. Come click on this. Let me show you how. Because that attracts people. But when you start talking about the basics of building wealth, that don't attract nobody. You do yourself a favor. Come back to this video in 5 days, or let's say 3 days. Come back to this video in 3 days and see how many views this video gets. I could have titled the video, Top 10 Stocks That'll Make You a Millionaire Next Year, or this year, 2026. People would have flooded in here, right? Because they want to go right to step 7. They don't want to do the dirty work. But guess what? If you do the dirty work first, the hard work first, the rest, this is how you really help people, right? You're doing your money backwards, most of us, the wrong order. And if you fix the order today, tomorrow's going to look better. Listen, let me go back to the chat real quick. See what we're talking about. You guys got any questions or anything? Feel free to drop a question in the chat. Let's see. Somebody, I gotta look close because I got on my contacts, but I'm still a little blind. But let's see. Somebody says buying a new car as always has been a bad move unless you prioritize. Yeah, buying new cars is always a bad move, right? And I'll be doing a couple of car videos coming up because that's a big issue. Excuse me. So let's see. Anything? Hey, I appreciate you, Flintstone Mode. Flintstone Mode. So listen, if you like these lives, do me a favor right here and just give me a thumbs up or give me a yes give me a yes in the live. If you like me coming on here doing lives on Sunday, I used to do a bunch of them, right? I've done a couple of hundred of these things, but I kind of stopped them and got focused on doing regular videos. But I think the lives are important because it touches people where they are. Okay, got a lot of yeses. Appreciate that, guys. Your encouragement and motivation is important on these videos. So smashing the like button, giving me a thumbs up, giving me a comment, those sharing the video, like I said, most of all is the best thing you can do is share the video. Those things help, right? They help not only the algorithm, right, get it out to more people, but it helps me say, okay, this is what I got to do. This is what I need to do more often. Somebody says for the overwhelming majority of people, cars are not an investment. Yeah, cars are definitely not an investment in my opinion because 99.9% of the time cars go down in value. I like your knowledge. Thank you. I appreciate that. Buying real estate a good investment like buying property. Buying real estate is a great investment. I've owned real estate for the last 25 years. Single family homes. Thinking about going commercial and multifamily here in the next couple of years, but yeah, I've owned single family homes for years, guys, and I think it's a wonderful investment. It's a nice 25-30% of my portfolio right now. Somebody said yes. Thank you so much. Are chicken coops a good investment? I don't know much about the whole farming thing. I did have a pig one time in one of my rental properties. I can tell that story one day. I had a full-grown live pig. I allowed them to be there, but it was crazy. Okay, so that's a whole other topic. But listen, the whole thing about this video, guys, is that I wanted to come on here and just give you the order because a lot of people say, where do I start? What do I do first? I don't know what to do first. And this is what you do first, right? This is how you do it. This is what you do first in this order. You don't have to listen to me. I'm just a guy who was able to build his wealth up from that negative $30,000 that I talked about to a seven-figure net worth and beyond. That's all. I don't have no CFP, certified financial planner. I'm not a CPA. I don't have any of those letters behind my name. But if you're looking for letters behind your name, there's a lot of those people on the internet. That's not me. I'm a guy in a hoodie and a t-shirt underneath the hoodie and a ball cap and a beard. The problem with a lot of people is they're looking for the flashy person to tell them how to get rich quick, or tell them they're looking for the person on IG standing next to the Lambo, standing next to the Rolls Royce, flash counting money with, expensive glasses on and expensive this. That ain't wealth. That's not wealth. That's not real wealth. But it attracts people, right? And I'm telling you, if you're looking for that type of wealth, that's out there. The latest stock tips, all that stuff is out there. I'm helping regular people build regular lives build regular millions. Because I can help you to get to $1 million. I can help you do what I did. You may not like it. You may not understand it. You may not be patient enough for it. But I can tell you what to do. And this is what I'm explaining on this channel, on this video. This is what works. This is what's worked for 80-90% of all the people who you see that are millionaires. Yeah, you got that one-off billionaire or that one-off millionaire who lives a fancy, flashy life and who got an inheritance. You got that one-off. Most of us are doing what I'm telling you to do. The problem is this don't sell, right? This don't get clicks. This don't get views. But you can leave all that and you can come over here and do it the right way. if you want to work, if you want to become a different person in the process, if you're willing to pay the price, if you're willing to sacrifice some things, if you're willing to put in the work, if you're willing to pick up a pen and pad, or if you're willing to get on and do a spreadsheet, if you're willing, Google Docs, right? If you're willing to put in the work, I'm your guy, right? The most important thing you can do for this video is share it. Okay. Share it with your network of people. Share it with a family member. Share it with a cousin. Share it with your group, your circle. Maybe you got a girls group. You got a guys group. Maybe you got a group of people that you rock with, good friends of yours who you trying to help them out. Maybe you got a child who wants to start investing or wants to start to get right with their money. Send this over to them. Copy it. Go into the description box of this video. Grab the free debt snowball worksheet. Grab the book, Manage Your Way to Millions, $2.99 on Amazon, right? And listen, we're starting the 4-step money reset coming up in about a week. You're going to want to be a part of that because it's going to give you skin in the game. Not just, oh, let me click a video and see where the top 5 stocks are so I can put my money in the 5 stocks and not do the work. No. We're going to the 4-step reset is 3 dedicated group coaching lives along with my full course. You got to come to the lives. You got to take notes. You got to go ahead and bring your information because I want you to ask me questions in the live. I want to answer them in the live, personal to you, right? I can answer big questions, but guess what? When you watch or you listen to Dave Ramsey, or I said Susie Orman, been mentioning them a lot, but when you listen to those people, they talking to millions. Okay? In this 4-step reset, I'm talking to you about your situation. And guess what? Personal finance is personal. What I tell Sally may not work for Jane. And what I tell Jane may not work for DeAndre. And what I tell DeAndre may not work for Billy. Right? We all different. Different ages, different finances, etc. Right? So you're going to want to be a part of that. You're going to want to be a part of that, guys. Let's see. Everything paid off. Have plenty of money. Good for you. Dirty. Let's see. Happy Sunday to you too. I appreciate you guys keeping it light and keeping it awesome in the chat. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you guys keeping it light and keeping it nice in the chat. Let's see here. What's your thought on holding or bolting software? I don't know what you got to ask that question different. A lot of times the flashy look is based on scams. Yeah. I believe that quite often, right? Somebody has you have a good knowledge base. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Let's see. Talk that talk. OG. I'm OG or UNC. I don't mind. Let's see. Flashy people are often broke or broken. Facts. From Australia, good to have you. Thank you. I appreciate you. So listen, I hope this was helpful to you guys, right? Because listen, as I always say, I'm not going to hold you any longer. I just want to get you out, get these 7 steps. Most people are rowing the boat backwards. Don't row the boat backwards. Let's get in, let's do the work and do these things in order. And if you do them in order for a year or 2, the rest of your life will be much better. I guarantee it, guys. Listen, as I always say, the absolute best person who's going to take care of the old you, remember, it's not your grandkids. It's not your kids. It's definitely not the nursing home. It's not the Democrats or the Republicans or the Libertarians. It's not the president, the mayor, the governor, right? The best person to take care of that old you is the young you, the you today. Take care of your people. But remember, take care of yourself because you're people too. Until the next video, peace.